Testing mic. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, probably shut the timer off. I'm here. I'm not gonna not start. So welcome to Sunday night. Tired tonight, so just trying to have a nice quiet gig. And who better to have a quiet night with but the Druid. The Druid is Magic Realm's preeminent stealth character. It's between him and the elf. And the reason he's better is because of all of his bonuses, of which, of course, Peace with Nature being the big one. And Peace with Nature simply means that he does not have to turn over. He does not draw monsters on hazard or sound chits. Excuse me, only sight chits. So he can slink around pretty much with impunity, largely being worried about finding the lost castle and the lost city and drawing a lot of sight guardian monsters. So he can run from almost anything. That's what we're gonna do. We got a quiet druid night. So might be not the most exciting. We have Torchbearer as a spell and Guide Spider or Octopus. So we want to be able to hit up caves and if we find the pool or if we find the cairn, we want to be able to own that site. You can see the Druid on our scores here. Pretty much solid in the middle, but he does have a game to play here. And so, even if he gets 2 points or whatever, he'll go right up into fourth place. If not third. No, fourth. So we'll definitely see how he does. But I can't see. I imagine he'll score at least 2 on a solo run. So we'll turn the giant scores off here. Give me a second. And, but I will real quick I will pop up the solo rules. So those are our solo rules. If you don't remember, we have a 28-day game. We're looking to score 4, 3, 2, or 1 point based on the number of victory points we score. Cards are a victory point. Prowess is a victory point if you score 20, 30, or 40 gets you more, of course. Gold is 30 points to score a half a point, and then that goes up from there. Great treasures, 1 per. Spells, half a point if you get 1, but then 2 and 3 get you 1 and 2 points. The Druid, probably good at getting a spell. Not so great at getting prowess. Just guessing. Not much of a fighter, our guy, and we didn't buy any spells that would assist him in that way. So we're probably going to have to complete missions and be mostly quiet. Now, our Druid is immune to curses as well. So that's pretty powerful stuff, and that will help him get spells. So you can see that our initial quests are Delver, which is Cavern 3. Get to Caves 3 and Cavern 3. The other 2, we already dumped cards, and now those 2 are Locate Vault and Explore Mountain. So I'm a little concerned that he is sort of scattered all over the board, the Druid. So to get Cavern 3 and Cave 3, I mean, I think you could. So if you were aggressive at. Yeah, if you're aggressive at. What about this one? If you were aggressive at setting, maybe. Oop, God no, I keep locking stuff. That's not ideal. If you were aggressive at enchanting these tiles, then maybe you have a nice run up into Borderlands 2. Which, so I think maybe that's it. I think maybe we touch the ruin. But on the other hand, you can get to Borderlands 2 pretty quickly anyway. So I don't know that that's a big deal, right? Like Borderlands 2 is right here. He could go through the ruin. You just have to find this to get there. So I don't know that we're saving ourselves a bunch of time by flipping two of these tiles. And then if you're in the Borderlands, either you go to get to 1 and then slide up in here and get to here. But then to get down to the cavern, you're going to have to end up in 5. You've got to end up in Borderlands 5 to then get you on the valley run. And here's a nice run down to the cavern. So I think we're going to try to do it. We did get events. Only one event's great for us. It was the ale delivery. I think I'm going to deliver to the house. And I'm just going to hold that darn thing. How long does that last? I think it does last to the end of the game. You only pick up for a week. Yeah, once the event ends. It's 1 week. So pretty much you only get a week to figure out what you're going to pick up. But he can pick up ale to the house and keep it all game. And as long as he delivers by the end of the game, he'll get the victory point. We're going to definitely be in the house by the end of the game. So we're going to pick up ale to house and just do that. Ale to house. I think we can score Delver. I think we can. And then I think once we do that, we can do Explore Mountain. The problem is, did we waste all of our time? Now, that's because that's only 4 points right there. Explore Mountain is 2. Ale to the house is 3. Delver is the 4th point. So that is 4 points and 4 points only. And so that is my question. Did we waste too much time doing that? The scholar is living here in this woods because we got a tiny hut. You also have a goblin horde and a plague of spiders. So out of the way, this goblin horde. And right now we cannot kill a spider with what we have. So, and actually, to be quite honest, killing a spider is very difficult for the druid with what he's got. Now I can guide spider or octopus. Can I get rid of the spider with guide spider or octopus? Yes. So I can actually disperse that spider and get money. So that might not be a terrible idea either. That could be a 5th point. Okay. I mean, I think that's where we're at. I'm worried about the map. But I think I can score 3 of the 4 points that are in my hand. Locate the vault. It's a little dicey. Once I get to the house, I will make a decision whether I'm going to keep locate the vault. Pretty much. How's that? So, why don't we get started? If anyone has shown up, then welcome to hanging out with me. We are just chilling out playing the Druid tonight. So it's a quiet night. That's it. So let's do day 1. Oh, I gotta write it. Well, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. And I think I'm gonna absolutely exploit the fact that we're gonna move quickly and quietly because we are because we are the damn druid. So we're gonna move quickly and quietly through. We can easily get to the caves 3. Then cavern 3 becomes tough. All right. So first thing is first, we need to do a quest phase to pick up the ale, which is what we're going to do. So quest phase, so we get the ale, and then we're just going to move, move, and move, and so we'll end up in the woods. And that's it. That's where we're going, and that's pretty trivial. What's the monster today? It almost doesn't matter. Spiders. These hordes will prowl, so we're going to take ale to the house. The rest of these are done. We're never going to touch them. We go 1, 2, 3, and we are done. Now we get to flip that. We just don't. We can flip it back before it draws anything. So now we know it's ruins done. Okay. Day 2. The reason this is going to go quick and be quiet is because, again, the druid just doesn't draw that many monsters. We're going to go 1, 2. The only problem is we don't have any extra in caves at the moment. In fact, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to go 1, 2 like that. That's going to be how I roll there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to end up in the crag. Move, move, and move, move into the crag. And done. 6 bats. So we end up here. We're not going to hide until we absolutely need to. Lost Castle. That could be bad. So the Lost Castle is one. The reason that's bad, just a lot of possibility to draw sites. Treasure sites are what's going to cause problems for our guy. The statue, if we roll a 5, that could be problematic. Although we're immune to curses, so we probably just kill the heck out of the imp. Statue does have spells that we would be interested in. So not too terrible. Actually, the most that we're going to probably run into is the imp. The demon maybe, but he would take a couple rolls to get here because he was going to appear up here first. And we're not going to draw anything on Flutter. So it largely comes down to just getting that statue. This guy is a little tough for us because he's going to curse us and be hard to hit. When he flips, he dies because we can kill him as soon as he flips. So it's just, and we're immune to curses. So it's definitely not scary to us. How many spells does he have that we like type 8 spells? There's only one there. I definitely think this is a search, though. I definitely think we want to find this and start this process. So day 3, we're going to search 4 times, and we get a 5. So spiders and imps. So the imp's coming. Do we get a 4 or a 1? 4 or a 1 would be great. No, that's a fail. 4 or 1, guys. There we go. So on the second loot, we found the statue. I am going to read runes on the third loot. And I think we need a 3, 2, or 1, unfortunately. We got nothing. We'll do it one more time before we... And we got Awaken Spell, which sort of sucks. We look at the spell card, and then we put this away. So that sucks a little bit. I don't love that rule or whatever, but so be it. So we're gonna get, what is it, 7s and 8s. So we're gonna shuffle these 1, 2, and 3. And we actually got to look at this one. And it is Sparkle. Targeted monsters become unassigned and do not attack this round. Well, we didn't learn it in any case. The imp does show. Maybe we'll come back here. So it looks like we're fighting the imp. We're going to play our slow move. And I'm going to play the slow-ish fight chip this time, just because I don't want to have to fatigue yet. We're not very good when we have to fatigue. So let's get this going. 1 or a 4, 4. So he's going to line up. Is he going to flip or not? He does. So he flips. Our weapon is longer. We do L star damage, which is medium, and kill the imp. And we actually have 2. So we actually get 2 prowess. I put 3. Well, isn't that precious? Nope, it's up here. We have 2 prowess. So there you go. We have scored 2 prowess. We also have 10 gold, of course, like everybody starts with. Done. No. We only have to do that 9 more times and we'll get a point. All right, we are done. We spend 1 day looting. Yeah, sure. We'll loot once just to see if we get anything. So what's the day on day 4? What do we got? 1 dragons. All right. We're going to loot 4 times. We can get a 3, 2, or a 1 to get a treasure, though. We get a 3. So there you go. So we do get the 3rd treasure in the pile. It is the Gloves of Strength, which is... Okay. I mean, we can't carry a T weapon, but we can now overstrength a light weapon, which does mean we could do heavy damage now to unarmored things. We can do M's. We can do what? Yeah, M star damage if we wanted to. And we can open the crypt and the vault, which we do have something to find. So that's the first roll. Let's get the second roll. No. Third roll. No. Fourth roll. We need a 2 or a 1 now, unfortunately. And no, nothing. So we are done. And it is time to move on. So we're going to move directly into 3 there. So we're going to move into the high pass 3, I believe. Yep. And yeah, it's time to move on. So let's get a monster roll for day 5. 6. It's too bad. We could have rolled a 5 and gotten that. But we go 1, 2. And what's in here? We've got smoke and slither. So dragons and snakes and dragons. He doesn't move unless we roll a 5. Do I cast that night to get the extra phase? The problem is it's going to get... Torchbearer goes away as soon as we take an extra... We can go 1, 2, 3. Maybe we do. Or do we go 1, 2, and then we go 1, 2? Because this is not a bad way to get to Cavern 3 either, is to go this route, flip this woods, and then go this way. So we could actually make a pretty good run. So no, we're just going to move into the valley. Move and move to the valley. And that is that. Doesn't really matter what we roll because we're not going to end up somewhere where we can draw any monsters. 2 serpents and demons. And we are going 1, 2. Done. Next, we're going to end up in caves 5. We're going to move and move to caves 5. Then we will probably cast because we're going to have work to do in here. Right? It's going to be day 7. Yep. So we roll 2 dice on day 7. Again, for the Druid, it barely matters. 4s and 5s. Trolls, spiders. We go 1, 2. We flip that. That is Ruins in the Lost City in 3. So, well, it could actually be pertinent. Because we're drawing 5 of these now. So we got Patter, that's goblins. Patter is more goblins. Horde in 6. Ooh, spiffy. The Lair in 3. Dang. Okay. And the Cairn in 5. So we got all the dragon today. Couple spiders. A lot of dragons. And we actually do draw the damn spider. That's the worst part. So he actually shows the hell up. The rest of them don't, of course. And nothing else. So. Alrighty. So we are going to... So we have a combat. Should be okay. All we've got to do is tie his... So all we got to do is tie his speed with that and burn color. And now we have Guide Spider Octopus. So we have him for a day. I don't know what I'm going to do with him for a day. Like I just need him out of there. I really do. I just need him out of Dodge for a day. I suppose I could use him to kill the other spider in a weird way. So combat ends here today, no matter what, if we cast Guide Spider Octopus, which we have. I am also going to cast Torchbearer. So that's going to require me to burn this and this. Ugh, so that's a lot of burning. So Torchbearer goes here. And now I've got an extra phase in the caves until I un-extra phase in the caves. In other words, until I move out of a cave. So I think a couple things. So we've controlled the spider. We're going to move him maybe to Valley 1 that you can see there. And the reason I would do that is so I can rest at some point, rest here to get chits back if I need to, and then get this cast. We ought to really turn the valley to gray magic to make that even easier. But yeah, you're not going to use the spider to kill anyone, unfortunately. But I just need him sort of out of the way for a bit, and not somewhere up in the caves where he can then run back onto me here. So I think we did what we did. We cast. We've got the spider today, and we've got the torch. So before day 8, before we go to day 8 and write those moves, we're going to draw 3 more events. Delivery is gone. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So we get the Hermit, the Lodge, and the Monastery. So 3 sites. Hermit is in a random clearing. He is in 8-4. I know that doesn't look like it, but ledge is 4. That's what the game said, darn it. Ledge is 4. Here's the Hermit. Monastery is in the mountain somewhere. 4. He's in mountain 4. And the Hunter's Lodge is going to appear in the Linden Woods 4. So, okay, so we got some points on the board now. Not bad points either for us, because I do think, I mean, I will say that we're sort of walking away from the Hermit a little bit. The Hunt Lodge we will probably get to, and we're going to explore the mountain anyway. So I think that's an extra 2 points that we have to consider. But for now, we're going to write our day 8. Our day 8 is going to be extra move to 3. So that does Delver. And then search and search. And our guy is going to move and move to Valley 1. So we're going to walk this spider out of here effectively while we go deeper in. Oh, and the imp returns, by the way. He did regenerate. What do we got here? So just giants and trolls right now. So we're going to move the spider 1, 2, like that. We move up. We're going to search twice. We can roll locates. 3, 2, or 1 is going to find us the passage. A 4 or a 1 is going to find us. Nope, that's 1. We only get 2 of these, unfortunately. 2. So we do find the passage. We find caves 2, 3, which we did want. That's going to get us our Delver, I believe. Nothing appears. We do have to watch out because we are going to get caught by dragons potentially, because the dragons will show even though it's the Druid. I do think, though, that maybe we do a 3 search and try to get that layer settled just because we're here. And layer good. So let's roll for the monster roll. We're looking for not ones, giants and trolls again, so quiet. And we have 3 moves. Oh, God. That's 1 failed search. 2 failed searches. That's gonna... Oh, we found it. We found the lair. Done. Very nice. We're gonna loot 1 day then. Just once. Just this once. Day 10. We're sort of burning through days, though. That is the problem. We are quickly burning candlelight here. 6. More bats. We have 3 loots. We're gonna loot 3 times in the lair. Looking for a great treasure. We get the 4th treasure. I'm sure it's great. It is the ancient telescope. 1. We get the 5th card. It is the sacred statue. That is a great treasure. We did want that. And the final card we're going to get out of the layer, probably going to move on, is the 5th card. And that is a shielded lantern, extra phase in the caves. Oh, that is awesome. That adds to our extra phase that we have in the caves already. So we do get a great treasure. And that's our first point. And that's pitiful. That's we're so we still have an extra phase right now. And now we're going to have another extra phase. So what are we going to do? So I'm happy with the great treasure. That is good. That is one of the goals sort of solved, right? I think the next thing we do is move down here. We're going to cast Guide Spider or Octopus to knock him out, but we will need color. We don't have any color, so I think we're going to end up here. We still have our torch. We're going to end up here that day, but we might just search. We could rest, but or search. The only other thing I would consider doing, but I don't know that it's not a great idea, is I don't know that we care enough. Like the order, if we sold this to the order, we could sell this for $10. Hey, what's up, King Damos? How are you? Nice to see you on this Sunday evening. So okay, so there's a couple questions. We either rest 2 times and then use the extra 2 phases in the caves to move out of the caves, getting prepared to head up the mountain here. We're heading south this way because we need to cast Guide Spider or Octopus on this spider, and that will disperse him, and then that will complete this quest, this Plague of Spiders. So we could beat this Plague of Spiders with a cast. That'd be our 2nd point, which is good. We definitely need to score some points. Now, the other thing you could do is you could sell the Sacred Statue to the Order for 10 prowess. Now, the problem is that's not 20 prowess that would get you a point. That's 10. That's 12. You'd have a total of 12. So you're still not up to the level of getting a point. Remember the solo scoring rules. You need 20 prowess to get 1 VP. We only have 2 right now, as you can see right there. I'm good. I've never heard of this game. How do you play? Oh, my goodness, sir. I'm glad that you're good. So, can I give you the 2-minute spiel? So this is a game called Magic Realm. It is a game from 1979, Avalon Hill, and it is widely considered to be one of the most complicated games. It was like their answer to D&D at the time when D&D first came out. It is an epic fantasy board game, so in a lot of ways, it hits some of the same notes as a game like Talisman, Mage Knight, Runebound. Those games would hit, but it is fairly complicated. It's not hard, but there are a lot of rules. Like this is my rules binder. I printed the rules out, and they're here. But I'll try to explain as much as I can as I go, if you don't mind. And if you have questions, absolutely feel free to ask. Primarily, the daily cycle goes, I write my move. I plan my move out ahead of time. You have to plan your move ahead. and then you execute. You get 4 phases, typically, or 2, based on if you are in a cave or not, plus extra phases, and I get extra. You get extra phases because of items and spells and crap. So you'll see me doing 4 things a day. Now, here's the thing, and I hate to say this because I don't want you to run away. I'm playing the Druid. The Druid, because I'm playing every character solo, the Druid, in my opinion, is one of the more boring characters because he mostly tries to avoid everything. He tries to avoid combat. He tries to avoid monsters and so on. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, please ask. And if and I'll try to explain stuff as I go. So the only other thing I would consider doing, and I'm also playing even worse for you learning, is I'm playing a variation of this with a bunch of quests in it, which don't exist in the base game. So I apologize. I could sell the Sacred Statue to the Order. That would get me 10 prowess. It would make them a level friendlier. So they're unfriendly now. It would pump them to neutral. I don't really think and give me 10 gold. I mean, I don't know that it's worth it. You do get like 2 categories of point scoring by getting a little bit of gold and a little bit of prowess. But and I suppose you could sell, if you wanted to, could sell the Shielded Lantern as well. And hell, maybe even sell the gloves. Like at that point, that would be 23 gold. That would actually get you, what? How many points is 30? I think a half a point, right? Yeah, you'd get a half a point for the gold at that juncture. But you would lose a whole point because this great treasure counts as a point. And great treasures are the ones with the red outline. So I think we're keeping the statue for now. So we're going to keep the statue for now. We'll keep that one in our back pocket. I think we're going to loot twice and then end up here in the borderland. So we'll write that move. So we're going to do search. Now keep in mind, remember, we actually have 2 extra moves because we have a Shielded Lantern and we still have the torch from the spell Torchbearer. So we get 2 extra moves. So those, I put an X in front of them to show you they're extra. And then we're going to move into Borderland 1. That's our planned move for the day. So 2 searches. That's a lot of rules, but it's cool playing a Druid like playing well, not in this case. I could have. So keep in mind, so here you go, right? I'm gonna pull out a thing. So the Druid gets 2 types of spells. He gets type 2 spells and type 8 spells, but he only gets 2 of them to start the game with, and you got to pick them. Right? So, here, I'm just going to flip them and then spread them. So he could have picked Blend in the Background, which gives him an extra hide. He could have picked Summon Animal. He could have picked Torchbearer, which he did. Could have picked Warp Wood. Warp Wood's a trap. Don't pick Warp Wood. He could have picked Stone's Fly. Also a trap. Don't pick Stone's Fly. So I picked Torchbearer, which gives me an extra move in caves. And I picked Guide Spider or Octopus, which allows me to take control of a single spider or octopus in a clearing. I've already used that to avoid the tremendous spider, which I could not kill. The Druid cannot kill something this big. So the tremendous spider appeared here, and he controlled him and then walked him out to get him out of the way. It's a trap. I'm going to use Guide Spider or Octopus on this spider here to clear him out to complete a quest. But he's not a summoner because I didn't pick that way. But you could make a summoner, and I have played the Summoner Druid, and it can be effective. It's random, so you do get a little bit of random effectiveness, if that makes any sense. You could go, oh, great, I got, whatever, squirrels again, or whatever. Like it's Squirrel Girl. So there you go. So, okay. So 2 searches, 2 moves. So now that we've written our move, King, we go over here and we roll what monster appears for the day. So for this day, these monsters are called Prowling. So serpents and demons are prowling. Now the nice thing for the Druid is he does not draw monsters to him because he is so in tune with nature. The only monsters he draws comes from here, the treasure locations. These are the site guardians, and they will appear no matter what. But the druid can ignore all these monsters. So what that means is, if he's playing solo, he has a very quiet game. Playing multiplayer, other players are tromping through the woods drawing all these monsters on the druid. And the druid's like, just wants to be alone. He wants to get away. So if we run into the altar or the shrine, we're going to draw demons. Otherwise, we won't draw any of these because the druid is so in tune with nature. So we are currently, and the way you tell what monsters appear are based on these colored symbols. So notice that I rolled a 2. That means the green triangles cause monsters to draw. And none of these turned up green triangles. So no monsters would have appeared here today anyway. Now, if I'd have rolled a 1, that's the red diamond. So that means this guy and this guy are active. These are sites. They would draw site guardians. So he would have 2 dragons to deal with all of a sudden, which would not be great news for the druid. But he would run away from them if he could. So we're going to loot twice. We have 4 treasures left in the lair. He needs a 4, 3, 2, or 1 to score a treasure. In Magic Realm, you always take the higher die. The higher die is almost always worse. So we rolled the 6th treasure, and we do not draw. We need a 4, 3, 2, or a 1. Oh, geez. Okay, 2 6s. That sucked. We come up blank, and we're going to use our last 2 moves to get here. We draw a stink and the vault. Ooh, geez. Okay. First thing is our torch goes out because Torchbearer lasts only until we take a normal phase, or we are in daylight. The vault is something we need. You notice we have locate the vault, so we actually need to score that to get a treasure. And I mean, there's so many different ways I need to go, but I think we're gonna do that now. We're gonna go here. Although it does, geez, there's so many ways to go. Unfortunately, like I want to get here. I want to get here. And all of that is going to take a lot of flipping time. But no matter what, first day here, we need to... So I'm going to rest up. So I need to rest twice and pull back a couple of chits. And I need at least one of those chits. So we're going to use an enchant phase, so spell, but the first spell, for most characters, the first enchant phase is wasted on preparations, including the druid. The second spell phase gets to act. So what we're going to do is we're going to rest 2 chits, bring them back, and then we're going to enchant one of them and turn them to gray magic. Because you need gray magic and a certain type of numbered chit. In this case, we need a type 2 chit, or a type 8 chit, and you can see them here. Well, and unfortunately, this version of the game has icons instead. I don't know why. This is a type 8. The little muscle guy is a type 8. The horns are a type 2. Don't ask me why those are the icons. Those are the icons. This is actually, all these graphics were made by a guy, Karam. This is Karam's redesign of Magic Realm. So the old chits had numbers, Roman numerals. So unfortunately, we're going to have to rest a day or 2 in the borderland. And we're going to have to get some magic back, unfortunately. So on day 12, I think that's when we're going to rest. So day 12 it is. Oops, I didn't move the day marker. That's my fault. So day marker, we're resting. Let's roll to see what we get. 4, so giants and trolls are going to appear. I already know this guy's coming. I'll just put him to the side here. So I'm going to rest 2 times. That means I can put 2 stars back in play. So the asterisks are called fatigue effort asterisks. So I can move 2 stars back, which I do. Oh, I don't want that one. I want these 2, the horns, type 2s. I will use my first enchant phase, goes away because I'm drawing pentagrams and stuff on the ground. My second enchant phase, I can flip that guy. So now I have gray magic. So now with the paired chits, I can cast, if I want to cast, Guide Spider or Octopus. At the end of the day, the troll comes alive here in the vault. because we rolled a 4, and that matches up with the gray hexagons and stink. But I don't draw stink because the Druid never cares about anything but sight chits, these red ones right here. Treasure sites. The sight guardians appear for him, nothing else appears for him. Now, that is a problem because now that thing actually is going to make it harder for him to locate the vault, which is what his quest tells him he wants to do. So that sucks a bit. Ugh. That does suck a little bit. So what do we got there? T64. So movement works, you get 4 actions a day or 2. Just remember, if you touch a cave, you only get 2 actions a day. Caves with the black, of course. Otherwise, you get 4 actions a day. Those actions are things like hide, move, alert, rest, enchant. There are actually not that many actions. Trade, hire. There's not that many different action types, but there's 8, 10, something like that things you can do. Every clearing is 1 move, except the ones with the jagged outlines here. Those cost 2 to get into because they're mountains. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 as a for instance, and then be attacked by this spider. I am not happy with that troll on that vault. That totally changes my trajectory. Because I was going to go up there and then search for the vault. And I can even open the vault because he has these tremendous gloves. He has the gloves of strength, so he can bust the vault open. Typically, he couldn't open the vault. I might forego that and just walk away because that troll is going to be a nuisance. Now, he can't kill the Druid because the Druid will run. I will run from him. His movement time here, you can see he has an attack speed, H4, heavy damage, 4 speed. Lower is better. And move is 4. The Druid has a move of 2 or 3. He can run away typically from those creatures. So I can always get away, but the problem is he's going to harass me, and I'm always going to have to run away, and I'm not going to be able to effectively get at that vault. Damn it. So, because you could do the vault, you could do the hermit, that's another 2 points maybe. In this case, I think I'm going to do the spidery thing. Maybe go here, do the hunt lodge, get Delver done, get my quests, get a couple of my quests done. Yeah, I think that's absolutely the case. So I've seen what's in the high pass. So snakes and dragons, but I don't touch either of these chits. Do not count for the Druid. So I can just walk up there and take this spider. And I believe, although it's a little clunky, I believe I don't even care. I can. I'm not even worried about the spider. I will get my spell off before he can do anything. So I will then have him guide Spider Octopus, which will clear the quest. So that's what I'm going to do. So okay. So our move, we're gonna move. So 2 moves into the high pass, and then 2 more moves to where the spider is. So my plotted move is here and then here. Costs 2 because this is a jagged mountain, as is this. The other way you can tell is they're surrounded in the gray mountain stuff. So that's what we're doing for day 13. We'll roll just for procedure. What's my favorite class? I have a couple favorite classes. So here, I'll give you real quick. There are 16 characters in the game. I love the White Knight. Big, heavy, tremendous fighter. I love the Black Knight. He is not as big and strong as the White Knight, but he is a killer of heavy things, men. The wizard's pretty cool. The magician is a fascinating. He can cast any magic, but he's sort of bad at all of it. The Witch King is all black magic and elemental magic. Love him. The captain is hiring guys all day. That's literally his gig, is to hire a bunch of people and then go wreak havoc on the rest of the realm. The Woods Girl is the ambush hunter. They all play differently, too. Like, every one of these characters plays almost, plays... There are some that play similarly. So bats are going to appear, by the way. And I just walk up. 1, 2, done. Now, this is going to be a combat, but it's going to be a very dull combat because... So, I was not hidden, so the creature's on my sheet. He will attack me this round. Spellcasting occurs in combat, and it occurs before attacks are resolved. Unless it's an attack spell, in which case, then it goes off with attacks. But if I can beat his time, or match his move time. So his time is a 3, so he's running up to me. So I'm going to cast this spell by using these 2 chits. I need a type 8. Guide Spider Octopus takes a type 8, which is the goofy muscle icon there. It's not really a muscle. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what it is, to be quite honest with you. And a gray. That's what this requires, and that's the stripe across the top. So I need a type 8 and a gray, which I have. The time, and you might have a half a dozen dudes on your sheet. So you have to beat all their times or match all their times, which I do. So this is going to fatigue, this is going to fatigue, and this spider is controlled. Done. So combat ends today, and tomorrow I can move that guy like he is my buddy. Now, I'm not going to keep him with me because at the end of the day, it will expire. So I'm not going to keep him with me. In fact, I might move him just back into the Borderlands. Oh, no, he doesn't stay with... Right, because, okay, I'm sorry. Plague of Spiders. Alternatively, a character can cast Guide Spider Octopus to disperse them and take the gold. Done. So actually, we're just going to clear him. We're not going to take him around. We're going to just say, yep, he's gone. So Plague of Spiders is completed. Let me put that on my sheet. And that's going to get us 1 card point, which I mark under fame. Yes. Now, don't get me wrong. That can become a little dicey. And the reason that's dicey is because just when the spells end means that you can't get them on combat day 1 and then use them on combat day 2. The spell will end directly before that combat. So you need to have the chits to cast it again. So you need a set of chits usually to move them in, and then you need the set of chits to cast again to do that. But yes, you could make the spider fight the troll. And the funny part is, that spider beats that troll. Or, well, no, maybe not. No, you're absolutely... No, he does not beat the troll. The troll actually bashes his head in first, probably. That's too bad. Does this spider beat the troll? Yes, because this... maybe. No. No, the troll beats both those spiders. Oh, well. Anyway. But yes, you can. All right. So we are done there. We did get a victory point, and we get 5 gold. So that's sort of cool. We now have 15 gold. Which I will mark. Oops, I put 15A on my sheet up there. 5 more gold. There we go. And you got to get 30 to score half a point, though, which sort of sucks. And I am also out of magic again, which, again, sort of sucks. But that's fine. We will wander down. So day 14 is going to be move, move, and move, move into the high pass. And where are we going to end up? We're going to end up in 5. So I'll just mark that. Yeah, the Tremendous Troll is probably, I would argue, the second toughest thing in the game to deal with. It hurts a lot of characters. Like it makes a lot of characters pause because it's just fast enough to hit all of the characters that can kill it, that are big enough and strong enough to kill it. Tremendous monsters have a special thing that when they hit you, they flip over. And then this attack here is an auto hit. It doesn't do damage, it's just kills. So at a time 2, that means that once he gets you, he rips you apart almost instantly. And so that means when he fights this guy, they both probably end up hitting each other and not killing each other. But then he rips the spider apart before the spider gets the killing blow on him because time 2 goes faster than time 5. So the Tremendous Troll can be pretty awful. There's a lot of characters that do not want to face a Tremendous Troll. The Druid is one of them, but he can run. The Druid really needs to get his magic back. Like he is fatigued. Not cool. So we are going to, on day 14. So on day 14, I roll 2 dice. 2 sets of monsters appear. Monsters can come back, but nothing. I mean, that's not going to happen. We're going to have, 3s. We got double 3s. So nothing is there, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are done. So sort of a dull day 14 there. And we are just burning through days. And I'm concerned. I'm concerned for the Druid. I'm going to score a point here at the Hunting Lodge. I'm going to score a point once I get to Delver. So that's 2 points. I'm going to score 2 points, but that's going to take me all the way up this mountain. That might be a trap. So that's 4 points, 6 points. I'll have 6 points when I'm here. 7 points getting to the monastery. I would love to score 10 points. That's sort of the cutoff for a success. And 12 points would be the max. That's going to score me the max in my little tournament that I'm doing here. Ugh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. So I am looking at possible 7. So the Plague of Spiders is done. They're gone. You cannot score it again. Monastery, Hunting Lodge. And the lodge is easy. I just pay $4 to join it. So that's trivial. And I can get there. I don't really even have to spend much to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could just not spend the whatchamacall. I don't know if that actually well. So if I flip this, oh, that's not ideal. Okay, yeah, we're actually not going to flip that. Okay. But before we do day 15, we get 3 more events. So every week we get 3 events. This is a variant that we're doing to add these quests. We get a bat bounty. So any bats. We get the Thieves Guild in the Ruin. We got all the guilds showed up and the Poison Pool. So Thieves Guild, let's pull the guild. I thought there was a guild somewhere. Guild? No? Oh, Thieves Guild. Yes. Okay. Under T. Fancy that. Poison Pool. The Bad Bounty doesn't have a thing. Thieves Guild is random in the Ruin. It's in Ruins 1. So it is there. First person to successfully hide at the Thieves Guild joins and gets a point. Deep Woods 2 for the Poison Pool. Okay. Okay, I mean that might be good. We might actually, so that's going to add points to what we can score there because he can clear the pool. So if I could score 1, 2, 3, so 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 or 5 points. Okay, we're still back up to about 7 points. That's the problem. Then 8 would be there. Okay, I mean, all right. We just have to get it done. We just have to execute it at this point. So let's do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to I'm just going to move down 2, move and move into the valley. And then we need to rest. So we're going to rest a bunch. And then I do think, but we don't need to do this yet. We can do this once we get to the Hunt Lodge, probably. Probably. Yeah. I mean, yes, I do occasionally play it. I have the physical copy is actually up there on my shelf. It is the blue box there. So I have the physical copy. We play at home periodically with a bunch of people. You can play up to 16 people. There are 16 classes. You can play 16 people. The game has hiring, teaming up, PvP, trading. Like, you could play this very cutthroat. You could play it very cooperative. You know, yep, absolutely. There's a Discord. People get together and play on Discord. I don't play much on Discord because mostly antisocial, but you know. So we're going to go down 2 and then rest. And I don't think it's going to matter what we roll. But yeah, you're sort of seeing a weird, stilted game simply because, again, the Druid just doesn't have a lot of interaction with a lot of board because of just the way he plays. Great for beginners too, because again, you can avoid a lot of stuff that otherwise you can't avoid. So I do appreciate that also. So I am going to bring back. I'm going to bring back both of these chits first because they're cheaper. These cost 2 rest phases each because of the, because they're 2 asterisks. So that's my day. What does the pool require to clear? I'm sorry, I jumped around and didn't. The pool requires alchemy. Discard potions or fatigue magic chits. For every potion or 2 asterisks you can roll to purify. That's great. That's great, but boy, do I want to fatigue another set of chits? No. So what I'm going to, well, I mean, I do. I'm going to have to. So day 16 is going to be all resting, and we will pull these chits back. Done. That'll give us a lot of asterisks. The Druid should be a master of alchemy, and he sort of is. So day 16, I just don't like how fast the time's going. A 28-day game is standard, but it's also pretty short in some cases. So we are just resting today. So we pull back this and this, and so that gives us 8 magic asterisks if we want to fatigue those. So and that's the day because we're in a valley. Nothing's going to appear. So we're going to go 1-2 into the poison pool. Now, do we have to do anything else? We have to end our day there. We have to end our day in the pool. Okay. So what we're going to do, because is we are going to spell X and spell and then move to the pool. That will at least give us a grade chit in case we get waylaid by a spider here or something. We can at least get rid of it. So on day, which we shouldn't get waylaid by a spider because again, we're not going to, on day 17, off topic Enshrouded. I enjoyed Enshrouded actually quite a bit. I played Enshrouded a little bit solo, and I got my buddy Scott to play on stream with me, and we actually went through and maxed out level. We didn't complete the entire game or whatever because they added zones and stuff after, but we did get characters up to max level. We did get decent gear. I think it is a very solid game. If you like survival games at all, like if the building and crafting does not annoy you, then it is a solid survival game that leans very heavily into the adventure part. So like once you build just some basic shelter and so on, and get your needs met. Like so, for instance, you don't starve, but food gives you a buff. You're not going to die of thirst, but water's going to give you a buff. And a lot of the game's about exploring, and a lot of the game's about adventuring. So in that sense, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I like it slightly better than Nightingale right now because I think Nightingale's a little fussier and it leans more heavily. The exploration parts are weaker right now, is from what I remember because I haven't played Nightingale in a little while. They might have updated it, don't know. So your mileage may vary. But I think the exploration was weaker. I think it was all fussier. There was a lot more crafting for crafting's sake, kind of like you were going to craft all this gear. You were going to you had to craft more, and it just wasn't quite as fun, outright fun. Though it's a fun premise. I like the premise of Nightingale quite a bit. So I'm sorry. So we're going to get to the pool. So we've written our move. I don't know if I rolled this die or not. I did get distracted. My fault. So we got ogres, wolves, goblins, and octopus. And we go 1-2. This is after we... Hold on. After we enchant. So we're going to enchant that chip to make it gray again. And we head to the pool to end our day there. We get stink, so there could be spiders, and there can be dragons and trolls. But, again, we don't interact with these chits as the druid. So, done. We end our day at the pool. We are going to fatigue. I say we do 2 asterisks, 4 asterisks. How many do we have to do? For 2 magic asterisks, you get a roll. Ugh, jeez. Okay, that's rough. That's not the most true. Okay, I think we're gonna go 1, 2 more. I went 3 rolls. 1 roll, 2 rolls, and 3 rolls. So we're going to do all of our alchemy. We get 3 rolls, but we need a 3, 2, or a 1. And of course, Magic Realm does not like low numbers. I mean, that would be a nice roll. Nope, that's not successful. That's 1. Please don't get stuck on this. That's 2. Come on, you got this. Oh, no, and he blows it. So he is done. He's fatigued. Ugh. Okay. And today, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's it. Or a potion. If he has a potion, he could dump it in. I'm so annoyed. Okay. That should have worked. Like, what's the chance? 3, 2, or 1. So it's 1 plus 3 plus 5. So every one of those rolls has a 9 in 36 chance of succeeding. So that's 25% chance. So he had 3/4, 3/4, and 3/4 to fail. So that is 27/64. So theoretically better than even odds to succeed there. But that sucks because that is going to kill a day. And that's even, it's going to kill more than a day. Because now we got to do this. Okay, that's what we're going to do there. We're going to rest 4 times. Not cool. This one was not a good. So yeah, day 18. We're going to rest 4 times. No monsters are going to appear here based on what's on the tile already, but I roll it for ceremony. So we rest 4 times today. I'm going to pull back these chits. I'm then going to fatigue those at the end of the day to get my 2 rolls. Please. No. Wow, those dice are not. Those are bouncing. Those are bouncing to some high-ass numbers. There you go. There's the. Oh, thank God. Okay. There's the success. So we succeed. We're going to score the poison pool. That is another card. That's his 2nd card and his 3rd overall point. All right. Plus, he does get a roll. I think maybe it's up here somewhere. No, that is. Ooh, that's an ugly. Oh, there's the pool. Not a great render of that. I'll have to make these for real sometime. So now I roll a d6 on the pool. We get a 6. Take some home. You get a spider's blood potion, which adds 1 sharpness to a weapon for a combat. I wish I had your rolls when I was playing D&D and you had mine. Absolutely. So there you go. So we do have a potion, a spider's blood potion. Did I make a spider's blood potion? Again, not great renders on these, though. I don't. That was lame. Okay. Well, what we're going to do... Oh, it's easy enough. That's as easy. I don't even know why I'm thinking about this. We'll just do this. There you go. Note card. Boom. Pretty easy. Not great size because it is way too big. I wish they had note cards that were like this, but oh well. Good enough. I wish we gotten the rest one. I wish we rolled a 5. That'd have been better because we had gotten an immediate 6 rests, which would have been cool. Or something shiny at the bottom is always nice. But the pool is gone. This has been scored. We're going to delete those because they are not relevant anymore. But we're still tapped out of chips, unfortunately, but we can at least move on. So 3 points. We're 3 points in. Not great. Not great. We're going to have a really good last couple weeks here. So I'm going to go 1-2. So the next day is move to the lodge. So we're going to join the lodge. So in theory, we're going to score the lodge. So that's easy. Do we have to spend any time there to score the lodge? Pay $4 or bring a thing. No, it doesn't say it to burn a phase or anything like that. Done. And they just make bounties better, which we're not going to probably collect most of the bounties anyway. So we probably just go 1-2 to the lodge and then go... I would love... Okay. Shit. Sorry. I would love to end a day at a dwelling. So either here or here, both of those are dwellings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run to the lodge. I'm going to go here, and I will actually hide once just because I don't think these guys are neutral to me. So they could get a little testy because I want to... Oh, no, I need to go in. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I need to go deeper in. So, okay, easy. 1, 2, rest, rest. Done. So we move to the lodge, rest 2 times. Perfect. That actually is an easier work. I gotta score Delver here. So we are on day 19. I'm gonna roll to see what we get. 1. So we're back to dragons. We actually know where all the dangerous dragons are for the druid. They're up here, so we should be in good shape. So we go 1, 2. We are going to rest 2 times to bring back... we're just going to bring back that guy, because we need Torchbearer. I don't need Guide Spider Octopus. I might need Torchbearer first. So we're going to grab that to get type 2 chits. Those are all type 2, and they flip to gray when we want them to flip to gray. Because we've ended our day at a dwelling, we can turn in any or all of these. We're going to turn in Locate Vault, since we're going to give up on that and look for another rumor. And we get Gambler. End your day at either the inn or the house. Place a bet of up to $20 and roll. Regardless of the outcome, you get a VP and a level of friendliness with the group with which you gamble. So that's great. We're going to go to the house anyway. I got beer for them. So yes, once we get out of this cave, I got to find a way to get to the house. This is, yeah, I'm not going to have time to do all the things that I want to do. So, okay. So what happened here? We scored the lodge. It's another point. That's our 3rd card and our 4th overall point. But we are quickly running out of time. I might not do Explore the... You know what? I might toss Explore the Mountain too. Because if you think about the path, I either have to go up here and then... Well, see... the mountain's worth 3, though, because the mountain has the mountain and the monastery. But my guess is this takes me the rest of the game. Because this takes a day, 2 days... then coming back down 3 days, then 4 days, and then to the monastery will be your 5th day. That would literally be almost a week of travel. And then you got to get there. So it's 3 more points to score, or I score Gambler and I get the ale. That's 2 points. So we have to rewrite Gambler here. So Gambler. So let's make my scoreboard correct. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about either of those. So we know the mountain is a 5-day trip. No matter what you're going, when you hit the mountain, you got 5 days that you're going to burn. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This really, I mean, I hate to say this, King. Like this really, I always tell people. I actually have a video on it somewhere in my stupid 700 and some videos. That people are often tricked by Magic Realm because they think it's a combat game and a tactical game, when in reality it's a strategic planning game, right? You're literally planning out where you have to go and what you have to do to score the points you need to score in the time you have allotted. So it's very much a race almost against either the clock or against your fellow man. So on day 24, I would have to hit the mountain. And that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 days to get to the mountain, which is easy. But then I don't think you're hitting the house. I don't think the house is in play if you go to the mountain. Now, the other thing is, if you get super lucky on your gamble, that could kick you over the gold threshold and get you yet even another point. Okay, we're gonna drop Explore Mountain. Done. We're just gonna make the call. We're gonna drop it now. That will reduce my consternation. We get Spellmaster. So a reclusive teacher teaching spells. Where is this reclusive teacher game? 6-3, Deep Woods 3. Oh man, we might have lucked right out. That's not terrible. So that guy will teach us, give us a different magic, give us a different chit of magic. We had to pay to get the lodge, so that's -4. Keep that in mind. So we only have 11 gold now. Done. All right, good enough. Let's get going here. So we go. So the nice thing about our druid is he gets an extra move in the caves because he has the shielded lantern. So he's going to go 1-2. Normally that would be the end of his move, but he can extra move to 3. So we're going to move into the caves, I believe. Is that the cave or the cavern? That is the cavern, which is CN. And then extra move to 3. That should score him Delver. And that's going to get him another extra move in the cavern. So he will have 2 extra moves in the cave. And then if he casts Torchbearer, he gets a 3rd extra move in the cave, making him actually faster in the cave than he is outdoors. Which I love. It doesn't do him any good at this point. But I do sort of love it. So that's our move. We're going to go 1, 2, extra move, 3, done. That is going to be our day on day 20. So let's roll day 20. Five spiders and imps. I don't think we're going to meet any in the caves. We go 1, 2, extra move, 3. We have serpents and serpents. Potentially on us, but again, we didn't roll a 1 or a 2, which is what these are indicating to me because of the symbols. And the druid doesn't care much, so he does score Delver. Done. That's his 4th card point. So we're slowly creeping up on satisfactory. Slowly. We're going to toss Delver. Oh, you know what? We're not going to toss Delver. We're going to put it aside here as a little mini trophy so that I remember I get an extra phase in the caves, because I would really hate to forget that, because I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it here with the other extra phase in the caves. I wish these sheets did a little better. Like, I should almost take the snap point off, huh? There we go. Like, I'm going to take the snap point off. I don't care that they snap. I care that I can lay them out in a way that, I can actually see what powers I'm getting. That's really what I need. I do get another quest, because if you complete one, you get to draw one. Diplomat Ogres. Son of a... there's 2 diplomat cards. One is ogres, the other is goblins. Ogres are going to be a pain to find. They live in the woods. Goblins are literally right here. And that would have been super lucky, but it's not. So I think the goal is to get to the house. I'm going to go 1, 2. 1, 2. But I do get an extra move. So I'm going to take an extra move. So 2 extra moves, and then 3, 4. Because extra move here and an extra move to here. And then my 2 normal moves, my 2 daylight phases. So we're going to use those we're double fisting shielded lanterns. That's my headcanon now. People are like, what? There's that truck coming down here. So now this is the goblin horde, but we are not going to fight the goblin horde. There are 6 goblins in there, and they would pretty much cut us down. We could ambush them, but that ambush, sorting in and out of that would take days. And if we didn't sortie in and out, they would cut us down, because there's 6 of them, which is too many to dodge for our lowly druid. We don't have armor. Yeah, it wouldn't be great. That's where if I had summon, I could try to get wolves, and wolves would take 2 of them because you can get 2 wolves. Or you'd hope to get something gigantic that they couldn't harm. Although this guy can cut pretty much anything down. These guys are pretty weak. So if I had summon, I might go in there, be hidden, cast the summon while hidden, hope to get something like a big giant, like a basilisk or something crazy that these guys couldn't damage. And then I would ambush him from the shadows and kill him with a knife, because the druid has a little knife that he uses. He would be dead, and then these guys would be helpless against the giant summon. As it stands, that ain't going to happen. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to end up in cliff 2. So extra move, move, cliff 2. Now the only problem with that is, yeah, I'm going to pop this to the house. I still think I'm out of time. Too much backtracking with this plan right here, but that's fine. I'm going to put the lodge aside because it is scored. And it is day 21. So we do roll 2 sets of dice on day 21, and these monsters will A, regenerate, and B, so yeah, so we got a couple things going on here. First off, this guy comes off the board. Nothing there to come off the board. But that's it. So done. There's purple magic in every clearing, which we don't need or use. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And bones are bats and giants, and flutter is dragons and bats. But none of that for us. So good. And we're going to enter our last week. Day 22, last week, we do get 3 more events. That'll set the board, and we'll see if the druid can score. Ooh, the dwarf is not a good draw. The druid's test. Hey, it's our namesake. And landslide sort of sucks for us too. I'm just going to toss the dwarf because I'm not going to hire him at this point. But he can't score us anything. The druid's going to appear in a random clearing, and he would like us to bring him a potion. Now we have a potion, Cliff 4. So we've got Cliff 4. Druid. And landslide, I just cheese it. I just copy and paste some dice. Druid is Cliff 4. I mean, that's sort of fortuitous. And the landslide's going to appear one of these 2 things of the high pass. So we'll roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2. So it appears here. And there's 12 points of labor to be done. And labor means fatiguing these asterisks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd have to fatigue 6. We could do 6 in one day. And then we'd have to rest and do 6 another day. Or if we had followers, we could do it, and so on. I'm going to go to the house. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to turn in my ale. That's 2 points right there. So, okay. So there you go. So hold on. Give me 1 second. What I would like to do, if you don't mind, I'm going to take 2 minutes, get another drink here, and then we have a little planning session, which is what are we going to score and how. And then we'll finish up. So if you don't mind waiting for a couple minutes, I'm going to put my back in 4 minutes. I think it is 4 minutes. Yeah, it's back in 4 minutes. I don't know how specific. All right, back. If you waited, I appreciate it. Thanks for waiting. You didn't have a good evening. Okay. All right, let's figure. I did like a Larry or Curly. I have no idea what that was, but anyways, all right. So we're gonna hit the house up. The house is gonna be um the house is gonna be 1 point for the ale. Done. So the delivery will have been delivered. And I put this aside, but in reality, I need it to see. There it is. It's going to be 1 VP and 8 gold. So that's good. That'll give me to 19 gold. So I'll pop up there, score that, 19 gold. I will gamble at the end of the day. Barely matters what. I mean, it's hard to win. Although 4, 3, 2, or 1 is not terrible. It's like 44%, I think. Something of that nature. I'd have to go. I'd have to go look that crap up. But yes, I think. What is it? It's 1, 3, 5, and 7. So if we add those numbers together, it's 16/36. So rolling a 4, 3, 2, or 1 is 16/36, which is 4/9, which is 44-ish%. So there you go. So it's 44% that you will actually win money, and then 56% that you will lose your stake. So we could get $19, and we could sell a bunch of stuff. Strangely enough, there's no reason you couldn't sell pretty much all of this. Because this is worth 8. This is worth 8. So 16, 21, 29. I would keep the potion because we need it for the Druid. And I keep this because it's a great treasure, so it's a point. So all of this could go. And you would sell $29 plus your 19 would be $48. How many points is $48 going to be? 1 VP. Okay. Then you could bet 8 and still either be $40 or $56. $56 would be 1.5 VP. So you'd actually possibly get an extra half VP if you happened to win your bet. I mean, yeah, that's right. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go up there. Hey, what's up, Bradley? How are you? You did not jet set to Paris to watch the Olympics. I would expect that of you. So I think we do that. I think that is our first day. We go up, we turn in the ale, which I don't think requires anything. It's a quest phase to pick up, but nothing to turn in. So we literally just go 1, 2, 3, and then I think we have to end our day there to gamble. Yes. Got basketball tickets. Do you? Oh, that's cool. So cool. Very nice. Very fun. Who are you going to like? Do you see when you buy those tickets? Do you see a whole slate of games, or do you see like a single game? We no longer have Explore Mountain, by the way, so that's my fault. Let me I have Spellmaster. So I think we go 1, 2, 3. Single game. Okay. We're neutral with the soldiers. There is a chance they won't trade with us, but it is a tiny chance. We could also wait to gamble, but we're gonna do it. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I got the first move at least. So move to the house. and then trade. We're going to score the ale delivery, and we're going to score a gambler at the end of the day. So that'll be 2 points. So we'll have 6 cards and 7 total points, plus whatever gold happened. So that could be pretty awesome. Well, that sounds fun, man. You'll have to tell me how that is. I watched a little bit of the Olympics. I'm not super like there's very few of those. I mean, my daughter used to swim, so we watch a little bit of swimming. All right, so let's see what day 22 holds, and we're still gonna have to plan a little bit more. But I'm yapping, so I'm not paying attention. 2 serpents and demons, and the wood folk are gonna show up at the house. Ah, geez, you gotta be kidding me. I hate the wood folk. Oh God. Okay, that could be a mess. Damn it. Oh, I hate this game. All right, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. We could be killed here. We're going to trade with the soldiers. Oh, synchronized diving. Oh, there you go. That's sort of an interesting. And the soldiers have no problem trading with us. Like the only thing that counts is trouble, and you have to get it twice for them to not trade with you. They will buy crap, is really what it comes down to. So we're going to sell 8, 16, 24, $29 worth of crap to the soldiers. So we're going to get plus 29, which is going to take us up to 40. We're going to deliver our ale, which gives us 8 more bucks. So that's 37. And that brings us to 48 bucks. That also brings us 2 points. Yes, 2 points of cards because we're going to gamble. We might as well just write it down now, even though we might not end up with 48 bucks. I did install it. I did finally get it to run because it would crash for me until there's an FS Fallout a script extender mod to help relieve some bugs. And then the other thing which was driving me nuts was the load times were awful, and there's a load time fix in FSFE, so, the script extender. So I loaded those 2, and yes, now it is very playable right now. So I think we're going to start doing that here in. I mean, we might do it tomorrow. I might do that tomorrow. But I was super worried because I hate streaming and crashing all the time. While Purgia, I hate, right? You know, you hate that awkward. Hey, I crashed again. Oh, I crashed again. Oh, I lost 10 minutes of stuff, and now we're sitting here waiting. And plus the load times are so awkward that I was like, man, I can't do this on stream. This literally just all sitting staring at each other on stream. Downtown Boston every time. But I think the load times are down. So I'm going to see maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday for sure. We'll get that going. So let's see how much gold points we have. So we have 48. So I think we have a point. So we have 1 point in gold for 48 gold. So that gives us 8 points total. Now we're going to gamble. I'm going to bet 8 because I don't want to lose the point. So I'm going to bet 8. So if I lose, I at least end up with 40. That's what I want to end up with. So now I roll 2 dice. I take the worst, of course, like Magic Realm dictates we do. Let's roll low. Let's win 4 times our bet. No, we actually do win 2 times our bet, though. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. I never win. So we bet 8, 48. We actually win that back, plus we win 2 times our bet. So that's actually plus 16. So I'm going to put an extra 16 on it. So that actually is 53 bucks that we got today, bringing us to 64 gold. And 64 gold is 6 gold short But we did score 1.5 gold points. Not terrible. And that brings us to 8.5 flipping points. Now, here's the problem. We also rolled a 2 at the house. So the stupid wood folks show up. This is gone. It's been delivered. The wood folk are my enemy. So what does rolling on the enemy table look like? Yeah, a 1 or 2, or else they attack me. Now, here's the problem. I can't run from them. So I'm going to buy them drinks, which I rarely freaking do. But I'm going to buy drinks. It's minus $3. So we're down to 61. And I at least get to roll on the unfriendly table. It'll cost $1 a piece. And what we're hoping for is pretty much anything but a 6. 5, challenge. I'll take it. They can insult me all day. So I take minus 5. So they call me a coward. I have minus 3 prowess now. But I did not die today. So that's okay. I consider that a win. Explore the cliffs. I'm not getting any. Well, the funny part is, ooh, shit, that might be the doable one. So we've got to get out of the house because these guys are going to cause us trouble every moment we're there. So we now have Explore the Cliff. And I will say the Druid has gotten at least reasonably lucky on these card draws at the very end, because he is essentially getting inundated with points. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to go, so this is a day to get back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Explore the Cliff means touch every one of these clearings. I can do 3 of them in a day and end up here. This is going to be the difficulty. Finding this path, hopefully it takes no more than a day. So that's 1 day. 2 days to find the path. 3 days to get to here. 4 days to get to here, let's say. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days to get there. So on day 26, I can score the Cliff and the Druid because I have a whatchamacall. I have a potion to give him. That's 3 more points. That'll get us to 11.5 points. And then we just need to find a way to squeak out 1 more half point. So let's do that. Let's go 5, 3, 2, 3. That's going to be our move. Move 5, 3, 2, 3. Done. On day 23. 2 serpents and demons and the damn wood folk again, but that's fine. We're going to leave them. 1, 2, 3, 1 like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are done right there. So we've gotten Cliff. We've got Cliff 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have done 2, 3, and 5 already in 1 day. Now we've got to find this stupid thing. That's going to be the trick. That's either we're just going to search 4 times and we've got to find it. If we don't find it, then this is all going to fall apart. So largely what he scores is going to be very highly dependent on whether he finds this early or finds it like the last day. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm going to roll just for giggles, but that really does not matter what I roll for the Druid. Ogres, wolves, goblin, and octopi. King Damas showed up, was asking about the game because he's like, hey, I don't know what this game is. And I'm like, dude, this is probably the worst game to watch because it's the Druid who literally his whole game is, I would like to do as little as possible. He's like the lazy adventurer. I would just like to just stroll around. So to find this path, we need a 3, 2, or 1. We get 4 shots at it. We should find it, but that's a fail. That's 1. Oh, come on. We got this. We got this. 2, that's a fail. Son of a bitch. 3, done. Found. So we get Cliff 3/6. Unfortunately, we did waste one phase, but I mean that was a necessity. I don't think we could have avoided that. Hey, what's up, JJ? Okay, so there are two choices we have here. One is to go and end up north, and one is to end up south. If you end up north, then you're going to obviously do the... Now, do we have to spend a phase or anything to do the Druid? That's the question. Nope. Just bring him a potion. You're going to get a spell out of it. That's good. I like that. Hey, you spent the day with Fallout London. I also got it running and not crashing. So I'm pretty happy with that, finally. It actually took... I was actually very disappointed at first. I'm like, oh my god, this thing's just going to crash. Because it crashed consistently out of the first train or whatever. And I was like, well, that's a bummer. That's a waste. But I got it to not crash. We're good to go. So, okay. I mean, we're going to do the Druid's test no matter what. The question is whether we're going to enchant this and get to the monastery, or go to the Spellmaster. And the question is... So let's take a look. It's going to be 1 day down, 1 day back to the Druid. So this is the Druid. I'm going to end the Druid's test. This is going to be the cliff, is right here. So I don't have enough time to do that one. I did end up buying it on GOG. Jesus, if frickin' Bethesda could find any more ways to make me buy the same frickin' game over and over and over, I don't know how they're doing it. I have 3 copies of Skyrim and 2 copies of Fallout, for Christ's sake. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. So I think we need to end up south. I think we need to end up south because we can go 1, 2. We can get to the Druid. 3, 4. End up here. Explore the cliff is done, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then get to our Spellmaster and learn from him, and then score the extra point there. I think that's what we're going to do. I don't know that I'll even need to do that. I think we will have scored 12 points here the last day. So let's make our move. So we're gonna move to 6 and then move to 4. I did play Enderall. I liked Enderall. Oops, move 6. I don't know why it doesn't hold me quite as much as Skyrim. It's a little bit more of a constrained story, if that makes any sense. And so the replay value is a little bit less. Is a little less, I think. And so I'm not as into it. So yeah, so we're going to get the Druid test done here on day 24. I think this is a foregone conclusion. I don't think anything's going to stop us because really the only thing that can stop us is prowling monsters or monsters on treasure sites, and there are none anywhere. So we go 1, 2. We bring the Druid a potion, which is this potion, which we got from the spider. So that goes away. We're going to get a point and a random type 2 spell, which we're actually just going to draw from here. And we get a copy of Torchbearer, which sucks, but you actually can learn doubles. You're allowed to learn doubles for points purposes, even though it has very little effect on the game. But I have learned a single spell, which gives me a half a point for spells. Plus there, and that's a total of 9 right now. So we are edging closer and closer. But we did do the Druid's test. That's 1, so that's 7 cards. 2, 9, and 10 points. So there you go. There's his 10th point. So he's reached 10 at least. So yeah, I did play Enderall. And he's also scored 6-1 on the cliff, 6-4 on the cliff. So literally, I just have to touch this last guy. Explore Cliff is great. As soon as you find this, you're usually in good shape. Mountain is dicier. Crag is super dicey because of the number of days it takes to do. So next day, we're just writing the moves now. Is move 6, move 1. That gets us explore cliff times 2. Yeah, I think we're gonna do. I think this is a good week to start. I think this is good. Fallout London should be exciting to play. It's new. I actually did. I only played like the first. Once I got it running, I actually just played like an hour to make sure that I wasn't gonna crash again, and then I'm just gonna start new, and then I'll play on stream, and we'll do as much of a run as we can stomach. Now, my only problem with Fallout London is going to be that it's closer to basic Fallout than I play typically, but my understanding is it has changed significantly from base Fallout, and so I'm hopeful there that'll be sort of fun. I'm sort of wondering what difficulty to play it on because I usually just go with, a lot of those mod packs are like, yep, you just play on survival or right, you know what I mean, and so on. So there we go. We're gonna explore the cliff. That's gonna be our day today. The monster roll doesn't matter really. Let's face it. It only matters if there was something to prowl. Nothing's to prowl here, so I'm not even gonna roll at this point. So we go 1, 2 like that, and that is gonna be 2 more points because explore the cliff gets us extra points because no one was doing these ever. At when I first wrote them, no one ever did these because they were too expensive time wise to do, and so done. So that's going to end up giving us our 12th point. And we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, which we will, to Deep Woods 5. And then but nothing's there, so we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, when we move to Deep Woods 3, move to 3, quest phase, score Spellmaster. That'll give us another point, our 10th card, and our 13th point total. And that's going to be how we end the game. Oh, we have to spend $5 too. So it does. Does that take us down though? It does take us down to 56 points, 56 gold. So not enough to take us below the magic number of 55. But that doesn't matter. So the Druid does end up winning. A little dicey at first, but what tends to happen in these solo games is everyone starts slow because you have to open the board, and it's slow to open the board by yourself. Running four-handed, the board opens up much faster because characters just go around and do a lot of stuff, and so you can see what you need to do much, much, much quicker. In the case of a solo game, you're responsible for opening the entire board, and so often the first part of the game is super slow. Once you get a bunch of crap, and the other thing is too, these don't clear out because if you don't get to them, they stay forever. And so at the last week, you will typically have 2 or 3 of these, or in this case, 6. But none of them he could have scored. He wasn't going to score this one. He wasn't going to score Bat Bounty. He wasn't going to get to the Hermit. Right? But he had the option to get to the Monastery. The Landslide was not a non-starter. So in reality, you're talking maybe these 3 that he could have scored. But he scored this one, the Druid's Test. And that's it. We got 13 points. So let me take a quick look at the Uber scores before we... So JJ, did you see that your Your Argyle review is up. It's either going to be great or it's going to suck. You're going to have to tell me what you think at some point. So the Druid also scores 4 points. All of our soloists have succeeded, quite well, actually. So all the soloists have succeeded. The Druid gets 12 points. That's worth 4. So he played 3 games. He's up to 10.5 points. Oops, 10.5, not 19.5. And he scored 13. So that's going to give him 35 raw points and a half, I think. And that's going to put him in a solid second place, directly after the White Knight. And so he lunges forward actually pretty well. So very, very interesting there. I did not see it. YouTube's algorithm isn't the best. I'll sit down and watch it. Yeah, no, it's out there. It's actually out and about. It is called Tinker Tailor Soldier Y. My overly long review of Argo. It's too long, but I couldn't help myself. Usually your negative videos thrive. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's long. It's probably too long. Probably no one want. Yeah, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It was a bad movie, by the way. it was pretty darn bad. I was very unhappy watching that flick. There was a point where I was like, well, maybe this. No, it's bad. It's not getting any better. This is about where it is. And it's and it was boring, even worse. So I think that's sort of the cardinal sin. You can make a bad movie. You make Jim Cotta all day, but it's not boring. That movie's fun to watch, at least. So we shall see. So yeah, Druid lives. Druid lives. Imagine having spent $30 on popcorn tickets, pop, and sitting there. Yes, I could imagine that, by the way. I could imagine that. And again, I don't know if I would call it angry, but yeah, I think I'd be like, oh God. I mean, anything you like that you go to is a risk, right? It's always, is this worth my time? Is this worth my money? Like anything any of that we do. So I sort of, Argyle, Walpurgia, Argilly. But I did not enjoy it. What the fuck? I actually said what the fuck out loud. There you go. Okay, that's pretty good. And so here's the thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a little bit of bias there in the sense that you had already told me that it was bad. So obviously, I'd go in with a different expectation than just a neutral expectation. I did try. I think I'm pretty good at being neutral, right? I did try to sort of put that aside and just sit down and go, okay, well, let's see what this is going to be like. So you'll have to watch as much as you can stomach of my review and tell me what you think. So I don't think we have much else going tonight. I mean, I'm hanging out for a little bit. I like that Scott is now sitting through this movie now too. Is he? I don't think he's going to watch Argyle. Is he watching Argyle? Oh my god, that's hilarious. I think I might set up for the last game in this little run here, but I'm not going to play it because it's late. But let me set up. We will start with just here. Did I change my streaming schedule? No, and I really should just stick with it because otherwise, um, but Sunday more often than not, I just get the itch to do a thing. He said something. If you tell me not to do something, I'll go and watch it. Well, he's, um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's going to see it or not, but that's fine. I would say let's have a watch party for it, but I'm like, no, I think I'm good. I think I did that. I did that movie once. I cannot do it. I'm not going to do it again. I had to watch some part. By the way, I just want you to know something. So let's understand something. I don't care if you like the review or not. I did it because you asked me to. I watched that movie. I watched parts of it more than once, and I took notes. So I gave Argyle way more effort than than maybe I should have. So on my AO Sunday, what's AO? What is your AO? But yeah, so no, I haven't changed the streaming schedule. I try to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But Sundays I just get a little bit antsy and sometimes just want to do something. I probably shouldn't because then people don't know what to expect. So maybe I'll stop to, but every so often I'm just like, oh man, oh MMO of the year, oh so, Anarchy Online. Oh, love that game. God, that's a good game. Such a good game. I didn't play it a ton, but I did play it a reasonable bit. I had a scout and did like medic crap. I think I remember. Yeah, I miss MMOs that I want to play. Does that makes any sense? I miss MMOs that I want to play. I do. I always want to go back to one, and I just go, no, I think I'm good. I don't think I actually have the time and wherewithal to actually just let that because those games are really designed to consume you. Um, and that's sort of hard to do. And I don't mind, and it's certainly fun to say stream one if you can, but that's just a lot. I do. Oh, I loved that guy. Like the pistols were awesome. It was a fun character too. Reasonably good solo, if I recall. Yeah, man. I miss I miss like I said, I miss MMOs I want to play. So this valley doesn't look bad because it dumps into the woods. This valley dumps into these mountains. That's not terrible. We can probably live with that. This valley goes straight into the deep wood or the cavern. This valley into the deep wood. These are all sort of lined up, which isn't necessarily good for the Witch King, but it's not awful either. So the only thing I can see is that these caves and the borderland form like a natural barrier of these four hexes. So if he needs to do something in the cliff and he's up anywhere up here, that's going to be a little bit of a disaster to get to, just via what we're doing. Ever tried Kenshi? I have tried Kenshi and I've not yet gotten far enough, and I really should. But yeah, I just haven't. Yeah, I haven't quite got there. I've been playing a lot of Europa Universalis 4 with the Anbanar mod. This is the fantasy world mod, so you're playing like gnomes and kobolds and harpies and dwarves and elves and stuff, you know, in but you're playing EU4, which is like the granddaddy of grand strategy games. So sort of fun. I think I'm going to keep this map, even though I'm concerned about it. And we are playing the Witch King for this next one. The master of all things magical, as long as it's killing things and raising them from the dead. as long as it's killing and raising. Been crushing RDR one since they re-released it on Switch. Yeah, my friend Scott was playing some Red Dead 2, but then he's like, I'm good. I'm gonna switch to Fallout London here when I get a chance. So he's gonna jump back to London, and I think I'm gonna jump on London here in next week. Okay, so let's do that. Let it toss all the bits out, and then we have to adjust them because they don't actually go on the right hexes all the time. I got a cat crying at me. I think my son's taking care of it. Oh, thank goodness. He's okay. All right. So I think that's the map we're going to stick with. 2 is almost too overwhelming. I do like Red Dead Redemption. It is a fun game. 2 is a little slow. It's a little bit more, hey, we're immersive because we make you press buttons to do stuff, and I'm like, it's okay, that's cool, but sure. We can start at the inn or the ghosts. The inn is here. The ghosts are where? Here. I mean, I think either of those is fine. Ooh. Now, usually I would start him at the ghost because everybody else, a lot of other characters start at the inn. Playing solo, I don't have that concern, right? He's gonna the Half-Life plot. I don't remember enough of the Half-Life plot to be quite honest with you, JJ. I mean, what I remember about Half-Life was just that opening scene when you were, you know, the scientist going down into the thing. I thought that was really cool opening scene. It was a very good intro to that game where you're like, oh, this is just a day in the life of work of one super scientist. Oh my god, demons. Wasn't really demons, but you know what I mean. Like, so that's really most of what I remember of the Half-Life plot. I think we'll start at the end. I think we'll start at the end. That gives us access to the ledges. That gives us access to the borderland, potentially the cliff. I really don't like this map, though. I think I screwed myself on the map. How do we get... Yeah, because you have to go through the deep wood to get up here. So strangely enough, this is on a weird... But I mean that doesn't matter. You know what? That doesn't matter to the Witch King because the Witch King can enchant this hex, so he's fine. So we're good. We got this. Okay. All right. So that's what we're going to keep. We're going to keep that map. We're going to start at the end. Done. We do need to pick a strategy for our guy. I mean, I hate to say we're going to pick the most basic one because, I mean, these solo ones, you sort of have to be... You have to keep up with the Joneses, right? Everybody has scored 4 points so far, so that makes me a little nervous for the Witch King. What you don't have to worry about is you don't have to worry about someone screwing up and enchanting shit and causing you trouble. So what would I take here? Summon Elemental, conditional but doesn't suck. Lightning Bolt, but we have a better spell than that, so we're not going to take Lightning Bolt. Hurricane Winds is fascinating, but I didn't make good use of it last time. Of course, Fiery Blast is the standby. Kill everyone in the clearing if you can. And I think those are what I would take. Of the type 5s, Absorb Essence, obviously. Animate is intriguing. I used it to great effect once and have never been able to do it again, which is sort of funny, but that's absolutely true. Just never quite reached that same level of awesome as it did that one time. I think those are the 4 I would consider taking. Broomstick gives you a fly, but it's only an L1. Drain Life is, of course, the mainstay for the Witch King because he has such good magic, black magic chits that he can kill anything in the game. So he is a monster killer with that. I probably won't take Absorb Essence for that same reason. Although, again, there are some reasons to do Absorb Essence over like a Drain Life build. One would be, obviously, you're more, what do you want to say, chunky. You're more able to kill big multiple things if you get the right absorb. You can also fly if you get the correct absorb. So that gives you a lot of options. Transform is fine, but again, we have something to kill one dude. Meld into Mist is really the do you take this or not? So we're not taking Transform because we already have a better option to deal with a single creature. Mountain Lore is pretty useful. I don't know that I would take any of the rest of these. Summon Aid can be, so if you don't, now unfortunately, if you take Meld into Mist, you should at least consider where the hell is it? Dissolve spell, because that's going to turn that off. How opposed would I be to switching of the metric system? I would not be opposed to switching the metric system. I mean, I've done a lot of, right? My education was all science education. So at the very least, I mean, I'm there. It's not my everyday system in terms of, like, the funny part is, like mass kilograms, that's pretty trivial to go. Yeah, 80 kilos is about a healthy human weight. I always joke and go 10 degrees Celsius, 20, 30, 40, and 50, right? 20 is super pleasant, 10's jacket weather, 30's hot, 40's goddamn hot, and 50 is you're dead. And a lot of the games I play are in meters anyway. So 2 meters is 6 foot. About. Done. So there you go. So, I mean, I don't mind the like, I think the metric system makes sense. Done. Okay. So those are the things. We get 4 of these. So one option is obviously Fiery Blast, Meld into Mist, Drain Life, and Dissolve. That would be sort of an easy, although I wouldn't even dissolve because I don't think you need to dissolve. So I would the only other thing though is there is another sort of way to go, in which case you would enchant everything that's purple. So all the mountains and all the caves are all purple. You could enchant that shit and just then use stuff like Mountain Lore and Hurricane Winds and Fiery Blast just at will. in all those hexes. And those are all usually the ones that have good stuff in them. So you could totally rule those purples, but you can't do Melt into Mist like that because that's not okay. But you need an escape because the Witch King, again, being unique amongst the characters, has no move chits. He dies as soon as anyone attacks because he cannot get out of the way and he dies. So he has to effectively have a way to escape. That would be Broomstick. If it's not Melt into Mist, it's Broomstick, which does give you a great escape. It's just, it's just not as solid as Melt into Mist. So that is sort of the question. The question there is, do you go Drain Life and Broomstick? Fiery Blast and Mountain Lore? That could be a loadout. And then he could ply the mountains. Like he could be the Mountain King, kind of, right? Now, again, you have to sort of make that work. He would have to have a broomstick, a chit up all day, every time to escape, or else he'd be potentially killed. Sure. Why not? All right, that's where we're going. It's probably not the other. It's sure, done. That's what we're doing. Adventuring. We're being adventuresome, just like the metric system. So I think we're going to do Broomstick because that's going to be what we need to do most of the time. Drain Life is our mainstay killer. If we have a single, we're going to kill it. Fiery Blast is for killing multiples. So the idea would be to be hidden with Fiery Blast, to nuke everybody, and then use the Broomstick to fly away. Now the problem with that is flying away is just less, it's just less ideal than everything else we could possibly do. So I'm going to flip those two. I'm going to flip those two. You can't flip any of those. So sure. So now we got spells. Let's finish this setup. Gonna get quests, and that'll finish our setup, and we'll be able to run this. I don't know. Maybe this is Friday. Maybe Monday and Wednesday are Fallout this week to commemorate Fallout London. And I'll have to deal with all the negative comments from my Argyle review. And then Friday we'll just play a little bit more Magic Realm, as it were. So let's see what we got. We got Sudden Insight, which is very good. Weapon Master, not great for this guy, so we're going to dump that one immediately. And then Secret of the High Pass is fine. But it does force you, I mean, the thing is it's real close, so I think we're going to take it. So we'll keep Sudden Insight, we'll keep Secret of the High Pass, and we will turn in that card, which we have to take what we get there, and let's locate Lair. So we're going to do Sudden Insight, which allows us to find a single site instantly. Secret of the High Pass, and locate the Lair. Those are our 3 quests that we start with. Those are fine. I don't hate those. Don't hate them. I think we flip one more of those. Now we get 3 events, and then that will sort of get us ready to start here. Enchanter. Oh, he's the Enchanter. He's the guy. The guy's going to show up. A random clearing. Yeah, I don't care about the enchanter at all. 4-1, Cliff 1. He's primarily there to give characters that have no magic the ability to enchant. So he's there. So we probably won't worry about him. I'm just going to put him aside. We do have a bounty on spiders, and we have a plague of wolves. So bounty on spiders lasts 2 weeks. Let me copy and paste that card, and I will put it out to here. So 2 weeks, we got a spider bounty. Any spiders we kill are going to get us some gold, and if we kill any spiders at all, we get a point. And now the plague of wolves. So we get 6 wolves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we drag those over. And I'm going to try to get them to pile up. Oh, so close. Yes. Okay. But where are they really? And really, they're 5-1, Crag 1. Oh, who the hell's going to Crag 1? Nobody. Although we can. We have Mountain Lore. We actually have the best chance to do that as anybody would have. So I think that sets the table for us. So MR, solo, Witch King. And we'll be ready to do that later in the week. But I think that's it, guys. Thanks a lot, JJ. Always good to see you. Walpurgia, thanks. Bradley Atkinson, enjoy your basketball game. And King Damos, they're Board Game Geek. There's a ton of resources about this game online, strangely enough. And you can definitely find the rules. You can find the least you need to know to play Magic Realm, which is a quick guide. There's the Book of Learning, which is a whole teaching guide. There's a whole bunch of stuff to learn the game for sure. So if you have anything, come back and ping me and get me or put a comment down, and I will try to get you those resources if you need them. Otherwise, gentlemen, thanks a lot. Have a good night, and I will see you maybe tomorrow night. So I'll talk to you.